Nothing like trying for round two. If you were just watching my video, you know that in the middle of my video, it went, I don't know if the internet went down. I don't know if the camera stopped working. You know how technology is. I have no idea what you guys heard and what you didn't hear. What you didn't heard. That's what I almost said. What you didn't heard. How's that today? Anyway, so I was saying spring has sprung. We had a wonderful Easter, and I want to let everybody know now that Easter is over, the next thing that we need to be thinking about is thanking those teachers and appreciating the things that they do for us. Trust me, my teachers, for my children, I don't know what I would do without them because my kids can be a handful, and I'm just like, thank goodness you have to take them part of the day. So we definitely want to show appreciation to all the teachers out there. Teacher Appreciation Week is May 2nd through May 6th. And then don't forget the special mothers, grandmothers, and wives in your life. Yes, Mother's Day is coming up as well. So we do have a special menu for teacher appreciation. You can grab that link on Instagram. We're also sharing it out on Facebook. If you're like, oh, I didn't know you had an Instagram page, that's probably because you didn't know the handle is different than Facebook. I know it's a thing. Facebook is the only one that's at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. Our other social media, it's at Perfectly Pastry. But if you're looking for us, definitely hop on Instagram and give us a find. We've been sharing out the link for our teacher appreciation menu, along with the fact that this year for Mother's Day, we are going to offer chocolate covered strawberries. We are going to do 4 and 6 packs. You are more than welcome to go ahead and start pre-ordering them. We'll be passing around and sharing information about that. And then you can definitely order them closer to Mother's Day, but I wouldn't wait too long because we only take a certain amount of orders and then we do have to stop taking orders. So get those in now. All right. So if you watched my last video, you saw that I had originally said, has spring sprung yet? Right? Like, has it sprung? Have you seen the faux pas I made? I think it was last week. I'm almost positive it was last week. So I post on social media, right? And most of you guys know I'm in Florida. You guys, obviously my bakery is in Illinois. And there's a pretty big difference between us and Illinois, which means there's a pretty big difference in the weather as well. As a matter of fact, I know that you guys are like in the 50s today and it's supposed to be in the 80s. I think by this weekend, we've been in the 90s since like last week. Like I said in my previous live that like went down on me. We went to the beach and we've been swimming for Easter. Like that's what we did. So we've had really, really warm weather and it was warm last week. I'm almost positive I did this post last week. So we rolled out some really tasty like spring flavors. One of them being my favorite, the lemon coconut gooey butter cake. Yes. And so I was like going to announce like some of our spring flavors. And I got up early and I was being proactive and I was like, I'm going to work on my social media post for today so that it can be posted. And I write in the caption, spring has sprung. And then I'm like, you should come in and try some of the new spring flavors we've been rolling out. And like, I talk about them, right? And I had it auto post from Instagram to Facebook so that it would be on both of them, right? And then like I did this first thing in the morning. I think it was like 7:30 my time, maybe 8 o'clock, right? Because I'm taking my kids and stuff to the bus. I was waiting for, like I took my younger two and then I was waiting for my eldest to be ready. So I was like working on it, right? Being proactive. And later, my sister and my mom were all like talking to my sister's laughing. And she was like, Lindsay, you wrote spring has sprung. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, it is snowing here today. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I said it was snowing. And I was like, it didn't dawn on me that I posted spring has sprung and that it was snowing by you guys because it was a really nice day by me and the sun was out and it was warm. It was just one of those spring mornings. You're just like, I'm so happy it's spring. And I was like, oh my gosh, how funny is that? So I went back on Facebook and I edited my post. I was like, spring has sprung, psych, Mother Nature plays tricks on us, right? But the problem is Instagram, once you post it, like you can't edit it. And if you can't, I didn't know. So it's not edited. And literally it's like spring has sprung and you guys had snow on the ground. That is what it's like to run a bakery in a different state. That was my springtime faux pas. I just couldn't believe it. I laughed so hard. We were laughing so hard. Lacey's like, what part of snow do you think it's time to be like, spring has sprung, guys. Come and try some spring flavors. It's just like, it happens. We're like really excited around here because obviously, besides the fact that it's warm and we've been going swimming and we went to the beach and things like that, it is what we consider almost summertime. So now that Easter is over, like in my house, we start counting down the days for my nieces to come into town. And like right before the live, my sister and I were talking, and she went ahead and booked my nieces their flight down here. So like now it's a set date, and we can start like ticking down the days. We do things like in our house, we might make like paper chain, links, and like my kids get to like tear off paper chain links to like count down the days. Sometimes we do digital clocks. We have like this laptop that we use to scroll pictures and stuff, like just a bunch of memories from over the years, and we'll set a timer on that. Like we do all kinds of fun things to like start counting down the days for my nieces to come. So like I am really, really excited about it. It's a little different this year. Like we had a zone in our plans. So my eldest is going into high school, and in October she got to play with the 8th grade band. The 8th grade band got to play at the homecoming game with the high school band, and she absolutely loved it. It was amazing. So not only do they play like during halftime, but like they play the whole time in the stands, almost like a pep rally, right? And they play a lot of like current songs and things like that. So she kind of blasted, and she was like, Mom, I want to do marching band when I get to high school. And I'm like, cool, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, right? So fast forward to like last week, I guess it was last week. I don't even know, my weeks are running together. But I had to go to a parent meeting for band. So we go, and I knew that band had band camp. I was just crossing my fingers that it would be like randomly not when we were out of town. So no, my daughter found out that band camp is the last 2 weeks of July, which means she has to fly home early to be back in time for band camp. And it's kind of funny because as the mom, I was like, I'm not going back early. I'm like, you'll have to fly back on your own. Like, you'll be fine. My sister and I, my parents got divorced when I was a kid. And so my sister and I flew all the time when we were kids. So to me, like flying is no big deal. And my kids flying by themselves is no big deal because I did all the time as a kid. And I know that it's a little different because like technically parents can't walk to the back like they'd be able to. That's actually not true. Now that I've been looking into like flying her down, I can actually get a pass to walk her all the way to the gate, and my husband can get a pass to meet her at the gate. So, and she can't fly anything that has a layover. She is not old enough to be considered an adult, so I do have to pay for her to be an unaccompanied minor. It's kind of funny because her birthday is in September. She'll be 15 in September. But of course, in July, she'll be 14. So she has to go on this big adventure where she's going to be flying back by herself. And while she's here, because my husband has to work, she's going to be in charge of getting herself to and from band camp. So we live within walking distance of school, so that's not a big deal. But my father-in-law, he lives up the street. And so she and him have been talking about like him picking her up and bringing her home and things like that. So I was like, it's going to be your responsibility to plan how you're going to get to and from. So I've been pretty proud of her because she took charge of that. But it was definitely like, oh no, like, that really messes with our plans because my nieces come down for the month of June and then we go back in the month of July. And it was really funny because my sister's like, well, then just switch it and come back in, like come up in June and then just bring the girls down in there in July this year. And I was like, I can't do that. And she was like, okay, dude, chill. And I was like, I have all these things planned. And it's because my nieces and I, we all start planning like our summer way in advance. Like we started planning in December, like what's going to be happening over the summer. I'm really excited because I know I could talk about this forever. I'll talk a little bit longer and then I'll hop off. I'm really excited because I take my nieces every year to Disney with us. That is something hands down that we always do with them. It's just a special thing. Like we plan a whole thing with them. The other thing is my husband and I are DVC members. I told you guys, like we are huge nerd fans. And so our Disney nerds. And so if you're like, what's DVC? It's a timeshare with Disney. We moved down here and bought a timeshare with Disney. So we get to stay and we have points, right? Because it's a timeshare. And we stay in some of the fancy hotels. And so we save our DVC points for when my nieces come into town. And then we stay at some of the fancy hotels at Disney. And the kids absolutely love it. We don't go to the parks those days at all because the hotels have really cool amenities. And so we are staying at Beach and Yacht Club. And if you've never stayed at Beach and Yacht Club, it is one of the coolest hotels at Disney. It has a sand bottom pool, and it's one of the pools that you actually cannot just go to. You have to have a special wristband to get into it. But we had so much fun. So last year we stayed there. and we get a suite. The suite is like 2 bedrooms. It has a kitchen. It has like a couch. Like it has all these things, and kids love it, right? Because it's like fancy for them. And then we like chill at the pool. We chilled at the pool for 2 days straight, and we had the time of our lives. Like they play volleyball in the water. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Our kids had so much fun. There's a ginormous slide, like this pirate ship slide. And so there's a little kid one. So Sloan would go on that sometimes, and then she would go on the big one. So we were going on that. It was a lot of fun. And like my husband and I really like it because it's within walking distance to Epcot, and Epcot is more of an adult park. It has alcohol and like really good restaurants and things like that. So then we were able to like go walk on a little date night and then come back. I don't know. It's a thing, and we absolutely love it. And when I asked the kids, like, all right, you guys, where do you want to go for DVC this year, right? Because we've been trying to do different hotels every single year. Hands down, all of them were like, let's just go back to Beach and Yacht Club. Like, we don't need any other one. Like, it was their favorite. And it has Beaches and Cream, which is a little restaurant, and they have the kitchen sink ice creams. And since Haley, my eldest niece, and my eldest daughter have been little, we have always tried to get reservations to go. And it's never worked out. Either our schedules were too busy when we were going once a year, because we were cramming so much in, or they weren't open. They didn't have reservations. At one point it was under renovation, and then it was shut down because of COVID. Like, we just never have done it. And it was really exciting because last year we went as soon as they opened. We did not have reservations. We went as soon as they opened, and we put our names in. And at like 11 o'clock in the morning, we didn't even have breakfast. At like 11 o'clock in the morning, we ordered everybody the kitchen sink ice cream. And then we had ice cream for breakfast. Like, that was our thing. And then we ate later. But the kids thought it was so much fun. It comes out in this like ginormous tub. Oh my gosh. I don't remember. I think we had like 6 different ice creams, maybe more than that. All these different toppings. It was so much fun. Like, I absolutely love building those kind of memories with my nieces, but that's not the only thing that we have planned. We are really excited because we have a new baby in the family. And so my husband's family is supposed to come down and visit with the baby, hopefully at the end of June. So that's really exciting. So both our new cousins, well, one of them was going to be 2, but we don't get to see her very often. So we're excited. And then the newest baby is supposed to come down. So that's supposed to happen at the end of June. So we're really excited about that. And then, I found this really cool place. We did it for Christmas for my kids. It is called Miss Lexi's place. Okay. And it's like one of those spa for kids. And my girls absolutely loved it. So if you're ever in Naples, Florida, and you are like, oh, we really wanted to go do something kind of girly, Miss Lexi's place is amazing. There is another nail salon. So as an adult, if you want to go get your nails done, there is one next to it. It's actually right next to my kids' karate spot. So we took them, and it was a lot of fun because they get like these shampoo. Oh my gosh, they don't get shampoo because shampoo is not a thing. They get these champagne flutes, and they put like edible glitter in it. Oh my gosh, my kids thought it was the coolest. Anyways, they got their nails and toes done. And when we were there was this thing called the BFF package. And my daughter Madeline was like, Mom, can I do the BFF package when Ray gets here? And I was like, okay, fine. So I was like, hey, she wants to do the BFF package with my niece when she gets into town. Is it okay if I add a 3rd child, right? Because I have a younger one who'd be really offended if she wasn't included. I was in luck. I was able to get the same pricing for all 3 girls. So that is another thing that we're going to do. We always try to go to the zoo because okay, when you have 5 kids that you're like trying to find things to do, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't want to be dropping tons of money every time we go somewhere, right? Like, that's just how I am. And our zoo is not like the St. Louis Zoo. It is not, it's not free, and it is like a quarter of the size, right? And it's like $20 a person. I'm like, this zoo, I have been to way too many zoos that are way better than this, that like just have great amenities and things that it's just like, it's so hard for me to go to our zoo. I'm just going to put that out there. But they do free weekends in, I think it's June. It's like 2 weekends in June where if you're a resident of Naples, then you can reserve a ticket for free. So we try to go and do that. We love to go to the botanical gardens. I love going to the botanical gardens. We have library cards. And so in June, there is a free library card day. So as long as you have a library card, each library card can get like 6 people in with it. It's something crazy, right? And so we go to the botanical gardens, and I love the botanical gardens here in Naples. except it is so hot. Like, I live in Florida. It is hot in Florida. I'm used to it being hot in Florida. And I will tell you, the botanical gardens is like so hot. Like, and there's so many mosquitoes. You have to put on bug spray when you go to the botanical gardens here in Naples, Florida, because the mosquitoes will eat you alive. We went there last year, and I think we were there maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, I need to go and get some bug spray. And I come back, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I have so many bites on my legs, and we were like spraying ourselves down. But my kids really love plants, and obviously Florida has a wide variety of vegetation, and we just really like going to the botanical gardens. Actually, last year we pretended like we were in Jurassic Park because they're like this ginormous lake, and we like walked around the lake, and we were pretending it was Jurassic Park. It was a lot of fun. So if you come to Naples, I highly suggest that you go to the botanical gardens. Like, I love it. And of course, like, we do pool days and we do beach days, and we do a lot of I do a lot of activities with them. Like, we love to make things. Like, we might have competitions, or we might do like we'll find a Pinterest project and see who can like do the Pinterest. What is it called? Like, nailed it or failed it or whatever. So we'll like choose a project and see if we can nail it. So like one year we made toilet paper mermaids. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So I know I just keep talking, but I'm so excited. Like, I can't even tell you guys. And then Perfectly Pastry has something so exciting planned for this summer that I have not been able to tell you guys, but I started planning for it in like October. That is how much planning I put into this. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. I don't like to put a whole lot of planning into things. I don't like to put a whole lot of planning into things because if it doesn't go my way, like, I get like kind of grumpy about it. I'm like, oh, I wanted it to be like this and that. And so I just try not to plan a lot of things, but no. I started planning this in October, and I have now finally been able, like, I've been doing a lot of planning, a lot of writing it down, but now that it's getting closer, I can like put things into play. Oh, I'm so excited. So you guys be ready. This summer is going to be super exciting. Like, if you guys really want to truly know how like silly and goofy my sister and I are, keep watching this summer, because in July, it is going to be a lot of fun. So I'll just put that out there. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here. Do remember that Teacher Appreciation Week is coming up along with Mother's Day. You do not want to forget to get things for those two events coming up. Yes. And we have already started taking orders for graduation. Again, just like with Mother's Day orders, when we hit a certain amount, that's it. We will not be able to take any orders. We have already started accepting orders for graduation. So if you want to get those in, definitely give us a call and we can get those orders ready for you guys. All right. I am going to hop off of here. If you are watching me live, remember to like and follow us on Facebook. If Facebook's not your thing, we are on other social media. Remember, we are at Perfectly Pastry. On the other social media, Facebook is the only one that we are at, Perfectly Pastry Bakery. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here, and I want to tell you guys to go back and look at my faux pas about spring has sprung. All right, you guys, talk to you later. Bye.